that's your last act of acting president, and that's what you do on your way out. Like, talk about a big fuck you to America. Welcome back to another episode of Getting Real with Matt and Anthony. It's been a few weeks.
Yeah,
Actually, it's been longer than that.
I mean, but through the holidays, it's been chaos.
It was before the holidays since we recorded, huh?
Was it? Oh, it was last year because we said we'll see you next year.
Right.
It was right before.
We gotta get a little better, a little more consistent here.
There's not enough time in the day right now.
Got lots of content today, lots of things I want to talk about. Some business, some political, but I mean, all right, first and foremost, God, does it feel good to have America back or what?
Oh, dude, stressful. I told you, I was like, we were texting.
I was waiting for something to happen. I even up through the inauguration.
Like, just the sheer relief that it's like, okay, we're done now. He's in. No bullshit. If anything happens, she's not in there. Like, it was. Yeah. And then they were running behind. Like, he was supposed to be sworn in at noon, and he didn't get sworn in until a couple minutes after noon. So
and
I
then
saw that is already done before privately, and then. Because I said
no, because Biden is president up to 11:59 and 59 seconds.
Oh.
So technically, for 2 minutes, we didn't have a president.
Wouldn't that have been a loophole?
Yeah, right? I mean, talk about like just immediately starting to implement everything from like the moment. Like, did you see Kamala's and Biden's faces while he was giving this speech?
The whole time.
I mean, talk about being lambasted, like for
and they can't say anything.
And they can't say a damn thing. They can't fight back. It's not like a debate. They literally just have to sit there and take that verbal beating, and they deserved it. And what about that shady? And we're gonna talk about some shady shit today, right? What I texted you last night, but talk about some shady ass shit with Biden waiting till like 11:49 or 11:50
his whole family
for him to send out the pardons for his whole family, where Trump didn't know about it. He couldn't respond to it. He couldn't do anything about it until after the fact. Like, if that, like, talk about like, that's your legacy. That's your last act of acting president, and that's what you do on your way out. Like, talk about a big fuck you to America. I mean, but his whole presidency was a big fuck you to America. I get that, but that's like like, really?
Well, the Fauci one put me over the edge.
The Fauci one. Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know if you saw it, and I don't know if it's true or not, and I have to do some more research on it, but DeSantis came out and said he's not pardoned on a state level. They can still investigate him and pursue charges on a state level.
From each individual state.
Each individual state.
So they just cleared him federally.
Yeah. At least from from the little bit I saw, and that was from 2000.
What did he do wrong?
Right. Well, that's my whole thing. If you didn't do anything wrong, what do you need pardon for?
Pay attention.
And his pardon was from 2014 when they started gain of function research all the way through end of 2024. Like, it was a 10-year span.
The whole family pardon thing is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, but it's like. Here's the thing. He's like, what I freaking loved is he was like, this. Please don't construe this as an admission of guilt of anything. It's not. But the Supreme Court has ruled on preemptive pardons are in fact an admission of guilt. How can it not be?
Well, he said he didn't want them to deal with
political persecution
or the backlash
or whatever
from Trump trying to get even with everyone. They said or something along.
But why would Trump need to get even with everyone if according to them they didn't do anything wrong?
Dude, he pardoned his son. We knew it was coming.
Right. Oh, of course.
When he said he wasn't going to pardon his son ever.
Did you see the video of Barron?
Yeah, what did he say?
I don't know, but
that's all over the internet.
I cannot wait to find out because Biden's face immediately like dropped. Said whatever he said, it was like boom, and Biden was like, oh shit.
Did you see him and Kamala not talk at all?
Oh yeah, they were totally like separate.
Like nothing.
Yeah.
Did you see all the other international figures that were like tuned in and reaching out? Like,
well, I think I do think that they like Trump better, but B, I also think that's because they're trying to kiss his ass now because they don't want.
Yeah, but
they're scared shitless.
Yeah, but they should be.
Absolutely.
Not before.
Right.
They were running rampant on us. We look like a bunch of clowns.
We were. A bunch
we
of
were a
clowns.
bunch of clowns.
I mean, you have. What about the gender thing? That executive order. There's only 2 genders.
I'm gonna be honest. That's pretty fucking sad.
That's what we have to do.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you ever see that meme? It was like in the 50s and 60s, the car manuals came with how to adjust the valves.
Yeah.
Now It tells you don't drink.
Don't
Drink the antifreeze.
Don't drink the windshield washer fluid.
Don't drink the windshield washer fluid. Like that is the equivalent of, I feel, is like that's where we're at. Like that we really had to discuss that there's only two genders.
It's the TikTok generation, right? It's the Tide Pod, like the Tide Pod generation.
Yeah, we know who we
right? Like
know
what
who
the
fuck?
fuck? Like, what the hell is wrong with society? I've seen people yesterday on Instagram, all over Instagram, posting like the, LGBTQ bullshit, right? And not that I have an issue with that, but like these people posting, please pray for all your LGBTQ plus, people there, because most likely they're scared. And I've responded. I posted a couple comments on things. I'm like, you do realize that he was already president once, right? Nothing happened at all.
He doesn't have an issue with that shit.
Like I had some close acquaintances and friends that are, gay, and they are hardcore Trump supporters. Yeah. Like these people, like tell me you literally listen to CNN nonstop all day long and are just like propagandized into this bullshit. Like you believe this whole narrative that they throw out.
It's like pitting everybody against each other instead of making us one giant unit.
Well, that's what they've done. That's what Democrats do. It's like they're like, we're the most accepting party that they're out there. We accept anyone and everyone except if you're different from us.
Did you see all the backlash that like Carrie Underwood's getting, Nelly?
Oh yeah,
for like all these
being
Like, are you?
But good for them for actually standing up and saying, I don't care what you guys think.
Nelly went on a rant. I'm there because I support this country.
Right.
I don't support one person. Right. I support all of us. He's like, and I'll be honest. He goes, no other president ever called and reached out to me or said anything or asked me anything. He goes, I'm just going where my friends are. And he's like, I don't know. It was pretty
well,
good.
It just goes to show that, again, he's the president of the people for the people. He's not a president of himself for his family.
Dude, I can't wait to see how much shit he turned. I can't wait to see the lists.
Well, I mean, you saw he pardoned the 1,500 J6ers, right? So they should all be out of jail already. I mean, 4 years plus they've been dealing with that shit. Like, for literally attending a rally and walking through doors that were literally opened up for them by the Capitol Police.
Does that not surprise you, though?
No. I had people ask me, I was like...
I mean, that's how crooked... I mean, dude, everything is so crooked. You know that.
Oh, it is. 100%. It's like, we're good for 4 years. We know that. Hopefully it's 12 because hopefully J.D. Vance runs for president or DeSantis or someone.
I mean,
but here's what I was talking to one of my employees yesterday and we were talking. I said to him, I feel like the Republican Party now has kind of like switched and changed to become the party of the people for the people, whereas the Democratic Party used to kind of be that, the working man's party, right?
Yes, in the 80s and 90s.
Right. And they are no longer that. They are now the elites. It's like flip-flop. But what I'm also seeing too is a lot of the younger generation aligning with the Republican Party and the values and the morals of the Republican Party. So I'm hoping moving forward that it's now common sense, right? And people and we have, because here's the thing. It's like during my childhood growing up and even yours, it's like we saw it was like Democrat president, Republican president, then Democrat, and Republican, right? I'm hoping now we see more of it being Republican, and then maybe a Democrat. As long as things don't get, so out of whack again where things get flipped upside down.
Did you know, I think that the 80s and 90s Democrats are the Republicans.
100%. I mean,
today.
So look at RFK, right? As a great example, right? RFK's whole family was Democrats for how long? If JFK was still alive today, he would align with the Republican Party based off of its morals and its values right now. Not the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party the Liberal Party is so off in left field, literally. Like they are believing there's 100 fucking million different genders and that you can one day just decide to be this if that's what you want to fucking be.
Yeah.
And they preached all of 2020 and 2021 during COVID to follow the science, but they refused to follow biological science. It's like it's the party of hypocrisy through and through.
I think it's done. I think like everyone has had enough. They saw how bad it was getting,
well,
where it was going.
I mean, Trump's win was a mandate from the American people. Like, we're done with this shit. Like, we're done.
Clearly. The world was behind us.
Right. It's just unfortunate that for the last 4 years, we had the shit show.
Bath.
Right, that we had. So, I don't know. Fucking crazy. So, let's talk some business, my man. Let's talk some business. No?
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No. I got to kind of reel you in a little bit. I don't want you going totally off
off the reserve.
You got to just calm down for a minute, and let's see before we.
No, and you know, here's the thing. It shouldn't surprise me, and honestly, it really doesn't surprise me because I told you like a week and a half or so ago, I had a feeling something was going on.
Right.
What boggles my mind and blows my mind still to this day, and as long as I've been doing this, I shouldn't be surprised by it. It shouldn't catch me off guard, and I don't necessarily know if it catches me off guard more than it just irritates the fuck out of me. But you go out of your way to help other people. And we don't go out of our way to help other people because we want recognition for it, no. By any means. In fact, I don't post half, probably 3/4 of the shit that I do. And then you offer someone the opportunity and they jump on that opportunity. And then, you get into the swing of things with them for months. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, they do a 180 and they basically say, no, thanks, but no. Well, not even thanks. Just like, no. We're not interested, or we're not going to participate, or whatever it is. It's like the lack of professionalism, right? And it's not even like if you would have been upfront, with me, and this is in regards to anything when it comes to business, guys, just be fucking upfront. If you're not interested in something, be upfront. Tell people, don't waste my time, don't waste his time, don't waste your time.
We're just discussing this as a whole and how you should operate if you're going to.
I'm discussing from a business standpoint, how you should conduct yourself.
Say you're going to deliver something.
Follow through.
Yeah, just do it. Or if you have an issue and you can't, just bring it to the table up front.
Right. Don't string people
along and wait it out till the last minute, and then everybody's fucked, and then you have hard feelings.
Well, not only that, because then you're out. Most of the time you're out money. You're out of time, which is money.
Yeah.
Effort, and then you got to go back and
you have to start over.
You got to start over, or you have to take a step back and regroup, or whatever it is. It's like people don't realize, from a business standpoint, how much time and effort you have into something. And it's not like I have to bring people in to be part of things. I offer them the opportunity. They either say yes or no. And when you say yes, and then you change that down the road to no, look, that's your right. I get it. But it's also extremely unprofessional, especially if you're not being upfront and honest about it.
Right. It just throws everybody off after that.
Well, it does. Because then you have to reorganize. You have to regroup.
Especially if someone was an integral
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and it's someone that we helped out.
And it's someone that we helped out.
We were helping regardless.
Right. It just happened to be them, their group that we helped out. But it's like, I don't offer opportunities to many people at all because I don't trust people.
No.
And it's not that I don't trust people for no reason. People have proven themselves over the years to not be trustworthy or not be worthy of the opportunity.
Or have an ulterior motive at the end of the day.
And you give someone an opportunity and they're excited about it and they jump on it, and then, they string you along for months, and then all of a sudden you get an email. You don't even get a phone call or anything. You get an email after you have sent them, hundreds of dollars of materials and swag. And people, it's like, it's a lack of appreciation, I think, is what it comes down to. It's just an overall business rule. Right. I think it's like,
it's just be upfront and say,
be upfront and be professional about shit,
because then maybe something could work out down the road.
I understand things happen. I understand things pop up, but it's like, this wasn't new. Like I told you weeks ago, I had a feeling something was up. Right. And it was.
Well, it's because we've been around it long enough, when you can smell the shit brewing. So
when communication ceases, or when things start getting ignored and responses aren't, there's no response back from people, like, oh, clearly something's up, right? So it wasn't a surprise. It irritated the shit out of me.
Sit back and watch from the sidelines.
Yeah, sit back and watch from the sidelines. Have fun. But it also goes to show, like, there was, like, previous to this, I had a conversation with the same people about, they wanted us to come in as a fundraising arm for a large development project that they were doing. They've lost that opportunity because this is how they conduct business. I have zero interest in doing any sort of business with them whatsoever.
Yeah, we're not.
And I have no problem talking about this on here and it going online, because I'm going to tell them the same thing to their faces when I have a conversation with them. But like, you've lost that opportunity with us. It's like you get one opportunity. If this is how you conduct yourself business wise, I'm not interested.
We've been thinning the herd lately.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's for sure. But it's like, it's a constant thinning the herd, right? Because they weed themselves out.
Well, dude, you're either with like-minded people or you're not. That is what it is. You're either going to grow or you're good with where you're at. Mm-hmm. There's no in between.
Right.
So,
100%.
we talk every day about where we want to be and what we have going and how far we want to take it. Other people probably don't talk about that shit every day.
No, most people are just...
we're consumed with it.
Yeah. I mean, we have our moments for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
as long as we don't have them on the same day, we're good.
Yeah. Right. One of us has to be sane on the day.
One of us has to be there for the other one throughout the day or that day. If we're both on that ship, then, oh boy, look out.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess my whole point of talking about that is to vent about it and to get it off my chest. But from a business standpoint, if you guys can take anything away from that business wise,
communicate.
Just communicate. Communication is the number one thing in business. That if you lack communication skills, or if you're scared to communicate, or if you're worried about communicating, you will not be successful. And if you communicate, but it takes you 3 months to do it, that doesn't count. Like, that's wasting everyone's time, including your own. And not only that, I'm sure it's causing you stress and anxiety and whatever along that period of time as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Avoiding it.
Who cares? Just fucking be upfront and honest.
Right.
Like, okay, that person may be irritated, pissed off, whatever, but
at least they know.
They can move on from that point.
Right.
Instead of waiting months and then having to regroup down the road after things have already, gotten legs and started to move on. Number one rule in business is communicate. Be open, be honest, be transparent, and communicate. It's the biggest pet peeve I have is people don't communicate in this world anymore.
It goes with relationships.
Well, I don't know. Look, we're the last ones to give relationship advice. We'll be the first ones to admit that.
That's why we don't talk about that on here.
Yeah, we don't talk about
anything else. We are not talking relationships.
I know where my lane is and I know where it's not. My lane is not in talking and giving relationship advice. I'll be dead fucking honest.
It's one thing you won't hear from this podcast.
No, I don't know what else.
Our minds are just going 50 million directions at the same time. So it's
fried. I haven't traveled
we haven't done anything
personal.
We were supposed to leave
until it's been a year. February.
We went to Seven Springs. We traveled an hour.
Yeah.
We traveled an hour.
Speaking of stupidity and people's judgment, decision-making skills are severely lacking in this day and age. Be a little smart. It's funny because I pulled into Seven Springs and again, I was backed up and there was a guy in a minivan. So there's 2 lanes to enter, right? I went in the right lane because the left lane was completely stopped. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go right everyone. Get through it and then realize it's backed all the way down the hill and up, right? And so I'm like,
in the main gate
there, right? And so I'm like, what the fuck? So a guy rolls down his window. He's like, can you see anything better than I can? And he's in a minivan, right?
All right.
It's a guy in the passenger seat and his wife's driving.
Oh, no.
But anyways.
Rule number 1, man. Listen. Hold on. I give him credit for that.
Why?
So let's hypothetical. This would never happen to us. But if you did have 4 kids, 3 kids, whatever, and your wife was hell-bent on a minivan and you guys had to take it, I'm going to be honest, I probably would ride in the passenger seat because I would not drive a van.
Yeah, but if he's that big of a beta actually to agree to a minivan?
Correct. But you can't be driving a fucking van and you're a dude.
And come at me with all the minivan comments, guys. You will not catch me fucking dead driving a fucking minivan.
If you have a fucking minivan, reevaluate your life. They make full-size SUVs. I don't want to hear about the automatic fucking doors. I don't want to hear about anything.
Right.
There's no reason to have a minivan. It is not 1990. Caravans are dead.
So anyways,
buy a full-size SUV. Be a man.
So I'm like, it just looks like another moron that shouldn't be out in this weather, fucking stuck on the hill. And I look at him, he goes, yeah, I was one of those morons back there. I said, oh, you're one of the assholes that shouldn't be out on the road. He's like, yeah. I'm like, sorry. He's like, no. He's like, you can tell me. I know I shouldn't be out. I'm like, but yet you're still out. He's like, I need to get winter tires next year. I'm like, that doesn't help you today. You literally are the reason it took me an hour to go the distance that it should have taken me 15 minutes. Dude, like I'm weaving around people because they're like, they're out in their front wheel drive Honda Civics trying to go up these fucking mountain hills when it's literally a blizzard out.
Like, where you're going. You're going to a mountainous ski resort.
Check the weather report.
It's getting 10 inches of snow.
Check the weather report. It's not a surprise.
We're going.
Right. It wasn't a surprise to anyone. The weather was going to be that. At least if you check the weather.
They should actually have someone at the beginning of the road, like inspecting cars. Like, no, you can't.
You're not going to make it. Sorry.
Turn around. Yeah. It's flat. You need to go. We'll get you a shuttle.
I was so irritated. So irritated. Literally an hour to go what should have taken 15 minutes.
What was funny is you're texting me. You're like, hey, I just got off the exit. I'm on the lift. I'm like, all right, he'll be here soon. We'll go meet him. That was like at 12. It was like 1:35. And I'm like, this ain't like him. Like I started to worry. I'm like, hey, where are you? Nothing. Then you were like, went on that tirade. I'm like, oh my. Yeah. I'm like, and that's when we went in and I was like, dude, it's ridiculous out there.
It was Well, again, it just goes back to decision-making skills. I severely question society's decision-making ability.
Yeah, dude, I get it though. Like some people's, you can get the car that you can afford. So I get that.
Yeah.
It's just, so that has nothing to do with
No,
like,
stay the fuck home.
It just has to do with pay attention to what's going on so then you can adjust to what you need to do. Maybe ask one of your friends that's going with you, like, hey, you have a 4-wheel drive car. Let's take your RAV4 instead of,
my front-wheel drive.
Yeah, my front-wheel drive.
Right.
Whatever. Kia, Soul.
It was crazy. I mean, we passed on the way in, there was 4 different accidents or people stuck on that were blocking traffic.
Then you left and you drove back through it, which mind boggled me that.
Yeah, the thing was getting out of there and getting home was easy. We had no issues there.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, there was one accident, but it was on the other side of the road that we saw. There was 4 cars that it looked like they didn't hit each other, but the one came to a sliding stop off the road, but it was right after the peak of a hill. And I think the other 3, as they came over the hill, they realized that they slammed on the brakes and just ended up sliding off the road. But all 4 of them were stuck.
I'll tell you what else is annoying. Seven Springs is cashless. Worst fucking decision ever.
This whole cashless society drives me up a wall.
Fucking insane. I had to use... I needed a chapstick when I was up there. Mine fell out of my pocket, so I went there. It was $2.75 for
credit card or debit card.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Fuck you. I American Expressed them. I said, here you go. You can pay the fee on that. So now the chapstick just cost you $6.
Yeah. I always carry cash, but I don't typically use cash. I just have it kind of as like a last resort.
Yeah, but still, it's just if you just want to grab something. Quick,
I agree.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. $3 for.
Or if one of the kids your kids want to run and grab something.
Right, you give them cash. Yeah.
Hey, run and grab a piece of pizza and then I'll meet you back at the table.
Yeah.
No.
It was a zoo there too. I mean,
that was
absolutely
insane. I haven't seen that many people there in a long time. I mean, it's
absolute
good,
zoo. I was talking about this. I feel like winter we're having is like the winters we had growing up.
Correct. Because the last 3 or 4 winters.
Last 4 or 5. Yeah, 5 or 6 even. We haven't had anything.
We had a dusting of snow before that.
And I don't mind snow. It's pretty. And it, like I say, if it's going to be cold, I'd rather there be snow. That gray, rainy, dreary fucking like 40-degree, 38-degree bullshit, I can't handle. It's so depressing.
I just don't want negative.
Yeah, well.
I'll do 30.
Give me 25, 30 degrees and some snow. I'm happy. But this -2.
8.
Max loves the cold, and he made it all of 50 yards. He's like, fuck this, I'm done. Take me back.
That's when you know it's bad.
Yeah. Right.
That poor dude lays outside.
He'll lay outside and let it snow on him for hours. It's freaking crazy.
Then that throws a kink in everything. Dude, here's the other thing now.
Oh, it sure does.
Do you remember when we had snow days? It was a snow day. It was a free day. Yeah. Now you send this kid home with a computer.
I think they get one free day a year. Like it was an actual snow day. But everything after that is
remote learning.
Yeah.
And now they got them sitting in front
kids, man.
Sitting in front of this screen for 8 hours.
Well, that's a byproduct of the COVID fucking times, right? From 5 years ago. Everyone realized, wait.
Snow day, we were outside. Now you can't even do shit.
Nope. You get a snow day, you're not hanging out with friends, sled riding and bombing yourself down the fucking hill.
Now
you're sitting in front of a computer.
iPad. You're on your iPad like this for 8 hours straight.
And it's so bad for the kids too. I mean,
I do remember that. Do you remember like the blizzard of '93 when we'd go to school for like a week?
Oh yeah.
But then we were like in fucking, it was June like 15th and we're still in school. We're like dying. I'm like, okay.
Like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, this was maybe like a backfire. Like now they get out. The end day is the end day and they're done. But
it's they call it progress. I call it bullshit, to be honest. Like I don't know. Some of this shit that they call progress, I don't feel is progress.
I can't believe that they expect a child to sit there for that long with that on that screen and doing whatever they do. I mean, I don't even have kids, but I'm just saying, like, I know all my friends and like, my sister and everyone.
A lot of kids don't have that. A lot of kids, including mine, don't have that attention span. My daughter's okay. She's pretty disciplined, but my son, he doesn't need attention span for that. I don't have the attention span for that.
Neither.
That's why I can't sit in my office 8 hours a day staring at the computer doing work. I have to be up and about moving around because I just don't have the attention span for that.
No. Or the patience.
But it's also why during COVID, so many of those kids suffered educationally so bad. It's because they just threw them in front of a computer screen thinking, oh, this is going to replace in-person learning.
Dude, that was such a terrible time. That has ruined.
Well, it's never going to happen again.
That has ruined so many people's lives.
Oh, for sure.
And people are still suffering from that fucking bullshit that happened.
Oh, of course. It's gonna be everlasting. The damage that they did to people by forcing them to stay home, forcing them to wear masks, forcing some people to take a vaccine, forcing them to shut their business, it is going to be lasting for generations because of that. That's the sad part. And people don't see that. People don't understand that. That's why I think that whole Fauci pardon, like, he needs to be held accountable because he was the sole reason
pushing all this shit.
And then people just tagged on to it. It's like, oh, and that, again, that goes back to why are we so blindly trusting people? Even doctors, why are we so blindly trusting people? Just because they have a fucking degree? You understand that these doctors are literally fucking preached to by pharmaceutical companies and shit like that, and literally blindly do what the pharmaceutical companies tell them to do.
Yeah, because they have line in their pockets.
Right.
It's all about the greedy dollar.
Like, why are we blindly listening to people that need to be questioned? Like, logic, guys. Being able to sit there and say, hold up a second, this doesn't make sense. Think for your fucking self. But here's the thing. That's why this world is filled with so many damn cogs that literally get up at 7 o'clock, go to the office by 8, go home at 6. You know, they're literally, again, we need these people. And I'm not calling you a cog, Rob, even though you're an employee and you come to work for me every single day. And I don't mean that like as a general blanket statement for everyone that has a job, but there's so many people in this world that literally, like, they have to be told when they're going to take a piss because they can't think for themselves.
Well, here's what I don't understand. Cancer has been around for how long?
Are we talking about the ivermectin?
50 years? No, I'm just saying, like, 60 years cancer's been around, and everyone on the planet and the smartest people have been trying to find a cure for it with unlimited funds for 60 years. Well, we still don't have a cure for cancer.
There's a cure.
There is. I know, but I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole. What I'm trying to say is, after 6 months of guys in a laboratory decided, hey, take this shot.
Right.
You figured this out in 6 months.
No clinical trials.
No testing. No nothing.
New technology.
Nothing. Just here. Stick this in your arm. Put it in your kid's arm.
And people were lining up like fucking sheep.
Clowns. How you feel now, huh?
Shoot me up, baby. Yeah. Shoot me up. I'll take another. Give me a third. Give me a fourth.
Oh, they're like on 10, bro. They're on 10. I think you can still get a booster, honestly. Rob, can you still get a booster? Do you know?
I heard something about guys my age dying on the spot.
Heart attacks. Yeah. Rob's like 20. What are you, 25? 26. Healthy 26-year-olds literally dropping dead because of it's like you take their blood now, it's like all fucking coagulated and fucking
like syrup and shards. It's like they were in there grinding away.
What's funny because I saw who posted it? Oh, Kash Patel posted it, right? The incoming FBI director. He's like, if you are still to this day unvaccinated, congrats. You withstood the biggest propaganda machine.
We made it.
Yeah, we did.
We made it, buddy.
You know, ever that this country has seen. You should be proud of yourself. And I did. There wasn't a fucking minute in my fucking life that I ever contemplate taking that thing. Dude, my kids don't have it.
The only shot I'm getting is the one they gave Barry Bonds in 95. That's the only one I'm taking.
Right?
You guys are out of your mind. And then you're lining up to go back and put in your kids. Like, come on. Like, what?
And then people don't understand why there's so many health fucking issues nowadays. It's just like,
I saw this statistic. It was like adolescent cardiac arrests from like 1970 to like 2023. And it was like 5, 10, 20, 21,
and then
1,800 in 2022. And I'm like, the chart was completely flat and then went straight up. And I'm like,
but here's the thing. People will continue to make excuses for it.
No.
Continue to make excuses.
Coaches are making them run more.
Right. Yeah.
They need to. You see how fat this fucking country is?
It's mind blowing. Like, I see, my son's in a ton of sports, right? And I see some of these kids in like on his teams, and I look at the parents, and I'm like, no wonder the parents are obese.
Dude, we had this discussion at Seven Springs on Saturday night. We were eating inside, and there was a family of 3 sitting at the table next to us, and I felt bad. I looked over at this little girl, and she had to be 6 or 7 years old. She probably weighed 130 pounds, 140 pounds. Matt, she had a whole thing of chicken wings in front of her, and she was just
downing them,
going to town, dipping them in the ranch. And I'm looking at the people I'm with at the table, and she was like, look at the parents. And I'm like, there you go. You're going to laugh. That was Saturday night. We saw them at the Bavarian. When we were up there together on Sunday, and we were in the goggle, and you're like, where are you? We're in the middle. I said, we're at the middle of the table. They were sitting next to us again.
Eating, just chowing away.
Bro, she was pounding wings again in the goggle, but she had her ski shit on. And this poor little girl looked like a little bowling ball. Like, I don't even know how she was moving. And they were just eating and eating. And I felt so bad. And I'm like, this is what's wrong with...
Well, and the parents, shame on the parents, because you're setting your kid up to have so many health issues.
And get tortured.
And made fun of and bullied. And
it's only going to get
like,
worse.
And
that food is just going to comfort them.
Yeah.
And they're just going to keep going and going. And
joint issues, breathing problems, high cholesterol.
And then there you are. You're on my 600-pound life.
Right. And it's like, shame on these parents. Like, it starts with the parents. I mean,
I agree.
Look, my ex-wife and I were divorced, but we get along well. We co-parent great. And we were on the same page with our kids. And it's just like, you know, we realize our kids are a byproduct of us and how we raise them. And so, you know, no one's perfect by any means. And I sure as shit, I'm not perfect, right? But I want my kids to be better than I am.
Right.
In all ways, right? I mean, you always want your kids to be better and do better than you are. And it's just like, when you see parents that are raising their kids that way,
they're hindering them.
They are 100% setting them up for failure.
100%. It's just a trickle down effect. Then eventually, if they have kids, it's the same.
Well,
shit.
it's discipline, because, and you know, if the parents are overweight and eat that way to the point that that's how they feed their kids and take care of their kids, you know, in all aspects of their lives, there's zero discipline whatsoever. Zero. I mean, trust me, there's many days where I just want to fucking eat like shit every single day.
Dude, you and I have had this discussion before. In business, you can look at somebody and know if you can't take care of yourself and your body, the rest of your shit is a fucking mess. I'm sorry. And I'm not calling out overweight or anyone along those lines.
I am. I'll call out all the fat people.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
It starts with yourself. If you can't represent yourself well, you're not going to represent your business well. You're not going to represent your clients well. You're not going to represent a damn thing well.
Everything in your life is probably a fucking mess if you're fucking way over.
Be disciplined. Take pride in how you look. Take pride in your health. Take pride in your business. Take pride in the people around you, and you will go so far in this world. But so many people can't do that. And then they pitch and moan. Oh, it's genetics. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that.
Dude, it's not. And you don't got to be on the cover of Muscle Fitness. Just be healthy.
Health is one of the most basic things that you can control for the most part. I mean, sure, there's some, you know,
there are people that have some
underlying
issues,
100%. But there's so many factors that go into your health that you can control. Yeah. And if you voluntarily ignore them and just put nasty fucking shit in your mouth.
That's what it is. What the shit that you're consuming.
Yeah.
Dude, nothing kills me.
And that's the easiest thing to control.
When someone gets one of them big ass like fizz cups from Sheets, or
like the giant
64 ounce fucking one, and they're in there filling it to the brim, and I'm like, you're fucking drinking 64 ounces of cherry Coke at fucking 7 a.m. Holy fuck! Like,
how many fucking? It's like a bag of sugar or something like
dude,
that.
That's ridiculous. They're getting the MTOs, and they got like a fucking satchel of shit, and I'm like, dude.
Look, I'll indulge every once in a while, especially if like I'm running late or something like that. Sure, I'll run through and grab myself a fucking double cheeseburger or something like that from McDonald's. But I'm also in the gym. Well, I've been slacking a little bit the last couple.
Well, that's because we can't go there because the fucking resolutioners are.
Yeah, and but like, you know, usually I'm in the gym 4 or 5 days a week at least. And then I'm running around all weekend with the kids and at sports.
Just take care of yourself.
Just watch what you put in your fucking mouth.
And at what point?
It'll go so far for you.
Those people in my 600-pound life, at what point are you like, hey, I'm 350 pounds and I'm 5'7"?
Right.
Maybe I should fucking reel it in because I'm the size of a fucking Volkswagen.
Right.
When do you stop and say, hey, look at me, I'm losing it here?
Right. Yeah, when do you sit there and say, maybe I need to change up my ways here?
Dude, we were in the room and we were watching my 600-pound life, and this is why I was just talking about this. The dude was going to Texas or Houston to see that doctor that does this surgery. The fucking dude was in a Chevy car. He had the front seat out of the car, and he was sitting in the back seat, fucking driving the car. That's how fucking big he was. Bro, he was leaning back like this, and he was driving, and he was sitting in the fucking back seat, and I was fucking dying, and I'm like, that's a problem. When you don't think you have a problem when you have to take the front seat of the car out because you can't fit in there?
I just don't understand that. I don't understand people that can't. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It doesn't.
You don't need to be in the gym 5 days.
You can say I'm judgmental. You can call me an asshole all you want. I have no empathy for people like that because that is a 100% preventable.
Self-inflicted.
100% preventable.
It is. But don't. Back to the thing is, don't let your kids go down that road.
Right. Like you have to look in the mirror and go, yeah, this isn't okay. But then you let your kids do the same fucking thing. Because the kids see what the parents do and see what the parents eat, and they think it's okay. So they do the same thing. I don't know. Fucking
Anyway.
crazy. Enough ranting and raving for today.
Yeah, I've had enough for today. I think we're good. In the meantime, we're back.
Eat healthy, guys.
Yeah.
Spay and neuter your pets, guys.
Yes. And no 64 ounce.
And those 64 ounce big gulps.
Yeah, the big gulps. That's it. I call it Mr. Face.